So it's early, about 6 o'clock. But I ain't gonna say I got up, just got up. I've been up since. Probably, I went to sleep early. I woke up around like probably one something. I stayed up to like maybe 3 o'clock, you know what I'm saying? And since I woke up or whatever, back up, because I went to sleep at 3 and woke back up. I nodded off probably, maybe for like 30 minutes. I woke right back up, maybe like 4, you know what I'm saying, 4 something. But something told me tonight, because I don't know, maybe whatever woke me up knew that I knew I woke up for a reason, because I needed to rest and I wasn't really truly disturbed. But for some reason I was rested, but something said stay up and keep watch. And you know, for some reason, it wasn't necessarily like I got confirmation, because I had already learned this already a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Just about somewhat of the spiritual warfare. But this particular night, so I just stay up and study what happens during the wee hours of the night with me, other people, and just what type of warfare goes on during the wee hours of the night. And like, I've watched and I've witnessed a totally different type of well, I ain't gonna say different, because like I said, I was so familiar with it, it was easy for me to withstand, like, with no problem. You know, as I'm scrolling, you can see all type of stuff on the feed, or you on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like, I'm scrolling through some lives and stuff like that. Man, I had just noticed certain things, and it's maybe God was showing me my degree of discernment in an area to let me know that, you know, I don't be tripping. Like, I really kind of sometimes be right on the money. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to like a person's perversion, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people will try to project their perversion on you. I see a lot of stuff, man, going on, man, in areas that, you know, we wouldn't really expect to see it. You know what I'm saying? When I witness different type of things going on, even, like I said, man, like, it's strange, but it's not strange. I think God was trying to show me something. And I'm not really necessarily going to try or just disclose what I had seen. It's just that I'm so thankful that God has given me not only the endurance, but just the strength to sustain, you know, the like impact of many different energies. You know what I'm saying? And I think like I'm being incarcerated has taught me this a lot too, and maybe it has conditioned me too, because I remember when I was getting a little money, psychology was at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? Or a person will come and try to hustle you out of a soup, man. It's one little soup. When somebody hungry, man, like, the measures they will go just to have something to eat, just for this. And I watch, man, a person give you a whole sermon. I'm talking about, you know, you're sweating down, it's a true man of God. Like this person is a real caring, loving person. You would think, you know, this person is gentle, you know what I'm saying? And man, like, all the while, it was just only for this one little soup. As soon as he gave me all this little preaching and pasting and all that, it's like, as soon as I gave him the soup, it was like all that went out the window. It was conversation over with. It wasn't no more kicking. It was, my man got on. And it's the same way with a lot of other things. And then on top of that, I've learned something about, even in the wee hours of night, you know, or even not even the wee hours of night. It just, I'm gonna speak on that another time. Right now, what's really on my mind is that I don't know, maybe it's like a spiritual exercise for me now. Like, I have got to this point now to where it's like I hadn't got so used to when I was getting a little money, having to deal with so many different type of personalities and anxieties coming all at one time. Anytime you got this, anytime you can do this for me, anytime I'm going through this, anytime this and that and this and that, you know what I'm saying? And it was me having to really know how to keep myself grounded and aligned still, and keep myself focused on still getting my work done. Because at the time I was in the studio, I was recording, trying to get my work off the ground. Like just, you know what I'm saying? And I had many people coming to the door, left and right, coming to the door. And it was just like, at me, and I'm like, sometimes it get very, very frustrating. Sometimes it can come out, you can take it out on the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't really have that real type of like strength or stability to really know how to still communicate on a fundamental basis and still know how to continue to be professional or still try to get all jobs done and outlets that you have open, in service and rightly, sometimes you got to keep yourself really aligned, right? So I didn't know when I was getting a little money that God was teaching me how to deal with spiritual warfare on a way more extreme level than what I ever would have thought that I would ever be able to deal with, spiritual attacks. You know what I'm saying? And man, this is where like I know it's not by my strength alone. God has really given me like the strength to really know how to handle myself, you know what I'm saying? And handle everything about me and the situation so much better than what I've ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? Man, back in the past, I fall victim during like these times of the night. You know what I'm saying? Somebody throw a little sexual energy at me, entice me, or whatever, man, and that will have me fall victim to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like masturbation. Me, I ain't having that problem. But it's funny that it was a totally different type of exposure when you see, okay, usually you would think a woman is just that's her elegance, and just how she carries herself. You don't really think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying? You would just think you're attracted. You know what I'm saying? But then when you start registering that, a different type of, it's deliberate. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing the deliberate aspects of certain things, and then you be like, wow, like, like how far would you go to, sway me, you know what I'm saying? Or get what you want from me, you know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of wild because, the adversary want to see you stumble. The adversary want to see you fall short from the glory of God, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to try all type of different tactics and strategies. Even mental warfare is still real, you know what I'm saying? So if you ain't got your mind stable enough, you can be swayed to thinking in a real, like, this main way. Like, you can really be dismayed and what they call pressed, you know what I'm saying? Well, your mind, they can guilt trip you, they can everything. And if you ain't stable, bro, listen, man, wow. God is really powerful, man. And I'm so thankful that, like he's giving me the strength and the peace within in me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, all right, I was wondering why I was up today, you know what I'm saying? But it was more like God was letting me know, like, hey, like, I got you, like, and maybe I don't know if I had been working at it, it got better, but I don't even want to take full responsibility because I know how vulnerable I can be, just to the essence of a woman. So I ain't gonna front and fake the funk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dang, a woman can't arouse me. Man, it's just that I got that stability for real. Like, not only in just in God, but it's just the fact that not only that, it was still like I could still get the actual message from whatever the person was professing. Even if it was negative or positive, you see what I'm saying? I can actually still get the raw meat and what I needed, the actual education that I needed in that circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how, chaotic the storm was. You know what I'm saying? It was wild, man. Like, that boat was rocking like crazy, but I was really still. Like, it was like I'm like watching this, and I'm like, really? And then it was like the more and more I was in a state of being moved, the more and more the adversary came harder and harder and harder. But it was like, as you resist the devil, he'll flee. You know what I'm saying? So then you knew that it wasn't really the individual. They were just the host of the entity. They didn't even know that they were being used in a perverse way. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it was like, dang, once the adversary realized, like, all right, this host is not sufficient enough to sway me. You know what I'm saying? It got on. And once I could see the entity leave that person became them again. And it was more like, I seen a totally different identity in that person, where that person was still caring and loving and all this. You know what I'm saying? And it was wow, man. And I was watching all this spiritually, and I'm seeing everything transpire. And I was like, God, like you were revealing to me a whole nother realm tonight. That usually that bring me back to that dream that I was having when I was taken underwater, and I thought I couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? But usually I wouldn't even sit there and allow myself to entertain it, knowing how vulnerable I can be, right? But for me to sit there in it, and I'm talking about the furnace got turned up, like, and I'm sitting here like, wow, like, and it was more like I'm listening, but not just what they were saying, but what the whole situation was saying. Like the whole emotion of God was being spoken to me through the whole situation. And I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Even when I started registering the anxiety from a lot of brothers and sisters in the church, and they see me going down the road, they're like, you don't need to be going over there. You don't need to be, you know what I'm saying? And then you get a lot of imposed fears and doubts that inflict on you. It becomes fair work too, you know what I'm saying? And if you're not mentally stable, you'll fall within guilt. And then you start thinking that you really are weak in this area, or you really ain't able to go and extract God from whatever God has called you to go and, perform in. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, not to say to go play with fire. It's more like God was really showing his power through the love you have for him. You know what I'm saying? The appreciation you have for him, the earnestness you have for him, to be able to still promote good health, still be able to show a person that there is still light even in the darkest areas. You know what I'm saying? Where God can still be found. You can still, have a way of a refuge. God still provides a way of a refuge and peace and sanity. It's a great thing, man, that God can right itself in the most ugliest situations. You know what I'm saying? And this is all I got from that tonight. It's not even all that, but I don't want to get into detail. You know what I'm saying? And it's not really important. The only aspect of what I'm really saying, more of all that is, sometimes you can be in a situation where you're going to be tried. You're going to be tested. You know what I'm saying? It's all to your refinement. If you carry on your good intentions to be better. You know what I'm saying? If you're really earnest about doing good, and it's like, there's going to be things that go on in the world that are going to try to alter your sobriety. And if you're not listening to God in every circumstance, you're going to be consumed by the storm. You're going to be taken off your feet. You can't control what another person does out in that world. You step out there out your door every day, and you're going to see women. You're going to see women who carry themselves upright, and then you're going to see women who walk around trying to be seen or exposing themselves, promoting themselves in a perverse way. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be very enticing. You know what I'm saying? Some are going to be deliberately doing it, and some are just going to unknowingly be doing it. You know what I'm saying? That goes for a lot of things. You know what I mean? A lot of different areas where a person is going to be, you're going to see guys out there who are going to, actually be promoting good health and, trying to be encouraging or walking upright to be a good example. Then you're going to have people who out there who don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be doing whatever, showing whatever, and not care about the children that are around them or the people that are around them. You know what I'm saying? They don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go and tell them folk what to do. Oh, that's right. That ain't right. You wrong. You ain't supposed to be doing this and that. And their truth is their truth. You can't be battling with them folks' truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to right and wrong everybody, and you know what I'm saying? That's the truth. That's the way. You can't tell a hyena not to be a hyena. You can't tell a snake not to be a snake, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to respect the bounds and identity of such, and know how to come in exchange for whatever that is, and know your boundaries. Know your limits. You know what I'm saying? You got to know, that, and you have to be able to discern. You know what I'm saying? What's good for you or not. You got to know how to eat the watermelon seeds. You got to know your diet. You know what I'm saying? You got to know you. If you don't know yourself, you're going to fall victim to a lot of that. You're going to be preoccupied with that. That's going to grab your attention. Next thing you know, you're going to be entertaining that for the wrong reasons. You ain't going to be trying to get God out of what's going on and what you witness out of all this chaotic stuff and the storms going on and these wars and all that. You're going to get caught up in it. Now, you see these wars and you start putting your own narrative to what's going on. And, you know what I'm saying? A picture carry 1,000 meanings, man. You know what I'm saying? You choose one. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say you right or wrong about your truth and the way you see green and yellow and orange? You know what I'm saying? Green might be blue to you. You know what I'm saying? And, man, I'm starting to understand that and respect, just all formalities of knowledge or, all perspectives and conceptions, all aspects and identities. I'm and I know how to not, be exempt from these things at all. I still know how to integrate myself in all things and still respect the aspect of all things, and know that we're all the emotion of God. And God is speaking through all things. And if I don't take hold of that fundamental basis, I'm going to be totally outside of the conversation God is really trying to have with me and everything that's going on around me. And really, this is kind of directed to my sons, you know what I'm saying? But I know people can benefit off somewhat of this information, you know what I mean? And it's just something that I don't want biasness to consume you. You still have to be receptive and still be receptive enough to humble yourself enough to understand why you're witnessing these formalities of existence. You know what I'm saying? And, God is an expression all in itself. You have to still understand that this all still a gesture being made. This is all still the move of God. So with that being said, you got to hear in that frequency. You have to, and a lot of things can be brought to clarity to you about you just knowing you, coming to know who you are through the circumstance. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn so much about yourself if you just allow yourself to just be the mere witness of all things that are happening sometimes. Knowing how to just really truly be still and let God be real in it all. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's happening right now, man. You know what I mean? It's like God has cleared up just gave me a whole new octave, like a whole new vision. It's like He's given me a whole new different type of sight that I really have already been operating in, but naively. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like now I'm understanding to where I got understanding in areas where now I'm not so judgmental in that circumstance. And I know that, people sometimes are vulnerable hosts to certain things. And all the time, it ain't even them. They don't even know that, they're being used by what the church would say, the adversary. They wouldn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Even church members don't even be knowing they're used by the adversary. And then you have some spiritual beings that are understanding this area and has already made a choice to operate, and coincide with the adversary. You know what I'm saying? But still, they're all being utilized for the goodness of God's glory, because it's still all a point of refinement to try you and to see where you are and where your spirit man is in the situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still thankful for even the witches and warlocks and the, you know what I'm saying? And, the perversion, because had I never been tried in an area, I would have never known how true my devotion is in God, how committed I truly am in God. I would have never known how firm I am in my vow with God, for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, man, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep getting tried and, try to belittle me in my spirit, man. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be, I'm gonna handle every situation perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But the way God holds my hand and keeps me through the storm, man, it's like, that just raises my esteem far beyond the degree of what could be a person can even take hold of, for real. Nobody can really touch that. Like, that's where I'm at though. But I'm thankful just for even having this morning. This good start of my day, you know what I mean? And only in gratitude, I have got to this point, for real. You know what I mean? And I totally love and appreciate, God giving me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have chose no other being to be or to occupy but me. And I'm so thankful that He's giving me, and I have received God the way I have in this way. I wouldn't rather no other way, for real. Like, that's not just boasting like I'm raw like that. I'm just saying, like, I'm thankful that God has allowed me to be able to operate to that degree, like, for real. But hopefully they start out well. I'm finna probably get into my strength for real. Trying to give me